Hello and welcome back to Jarvis Johnson Gold, the premium channel that is free. It is free, but if you're watching this, you're premium. And I'm back. For those who don't know, I got a little deviated septum surgery, so if I sound weird, that's why. And also if you see me dabbing my little nose, that's also why. But work needs to be done because my friend texted me that there was a new Shane conspiracy video. And before we get into it, I want to watch it. In light of recent events, I do want to make something clear. No one harassed Shane. I think this is like obvious because I do talk about this a lot. No one harassed Shane. This is not a beef that I have with Shane. This is a substantive criticism of the content of the contents therein of the video. I made a previous video somewhat recently, kind of like debunking the conspiracies and going through that. I don't know if this is what that will become, and I don't even know if this will become a video right now, but remember, as is always, we're talking about the content. And even if we are talking about Shane, we're talking about Shane as a character, as a public figure, and not like as a personal person. He should, for all intents and purposes, not exist in the real world. No one show up to his house or anything like that. Like, I cannot believe that that needs to be said, but I'm just gonna say it.
So I've been wanting to do this video for 4 years. It's talking about a lot of companies that could sue me.
He talks an awful lot about getting in trouble in his videos, right? Like, doesn't he talk about like getting sued whenever he's about to talk about something? Similarly to how like whenever they go to a place that's spooky, like that grocery conspiracy video where they just went to Encino at a hotel, at a 1-star hotel, and they were like, are we gonna die?
Are we gonna die?
It involves makeup. You realize you don't like it, so you want to return it. What do you think they do with the used products?
I think I know what he's gonna say. I think he's going to imply that these makeup companies are actually just reusing makeup. Now, Shane and Jeffree Star are much more the experts than me on makeup. I will concede that. But I will say that the one thing I do know about makeup is it's a very high margin business. Similarly to like cologne, it's not expensive to produce the good, but it's sold at a very high markup. Like the Occam's razor of it all is, of course they can throw it away because it's not actually that valuable in terms of raw goods. And the process of recycling, as we know from how difficult it is to recycle in our day-to-day lives, and how like when things get to recycling plants and have to get human sorted, that is wildly expensive. I think that they probably just destroy the products. When you take a refund and you throw away the product, you can also count that as a loss on your balance sheet. So that's probably worked into the like financial plan of the company.
So what if that returned used makeup is getting sold to a discount store?
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting the discount store angle. Now, Shane's conspiracy theory is that companies are taking in returned product that was used and reselling it. But what if it's that they are taking damaged product that they can't sell and sending that to the discounted stores? Because you can't put damaged product on the shelves because it just won't, it won't do the appeal, the eye appeal and stuff. Or if you return something that hasn't been opened, I don't know if there's some rule where if the packaging is completely sealed, you can still put it on. And then the question is, what if somebody resealed the product? Could that make it onto discount store shelves? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what sorts of regulations these companies are beholden to. So I guess let's watch Shane's test.
This is something that I have been nervous to even say in this video so far because this is where we get into lawsuit territory.
Has Shane ever been in a lawsuit? I feel like he talks about lawsuits a lot, and I don't know if this is lawsuit territory. He's a consumer doing a consumer test. He's not making, he's framed it as a theory, and he's not making any sort of claims that are not based on his personal experience and theory. I don't think he's opening himself up to like a lawsuit, but I think for the video, creating the sense of like, you're not supposed to do this, that I think it just makes the video seem creepier. But before we get into that, we have a brief word from today's sponsor, AirUp. AirUp is more than just a water bottle. I know it looks like a water bottle, but it's more. Let me tell you why. With AirUp, you're drinking just water, but you're experiencing flavor through scent, which is a little thing they call scent-based taste. By slurping that water through the straw, a slipstream is created, which transports water and air through the Air Up scented pod and into your mouth. And that is where the scent-based taste kicks in. You've heard me talk about Air Up before. It's super nice to have a cool, reusable bottle to drink water, as I often do, but also get a nice little scent-based flavor. And I get to experience that taste by drinking just water because there's no additives or sweeteners. They have about 15 different flavors of scented pods for you to choose from mango, passion fruit to cherry. So there's going to be something for everyone. And each one of these little pods lasts for about 5 liters of water. I'm a simple guy, so my favorite flavor is lime. The clip you're watching right now is of me trying Air Up for the first time and being shocked. It feels like a magic trick. You don't need to choose between health and flavor. Click the link in the description and get started with Air Up today. Thanks to Air Up for sponsoring this video. Now back to the conspiracy. It's just a video.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, hi!
I don't believe that Shane FaceTimed Jeffree Star while filming without giving a heads up.
The timing.
Oh my god, what are the odds that you called me right now?
Cowboy Jeff's in the building.
Yeah, welcome to the rodeo. Woo, woo, woo. Let's go.
Is Jeffree Star doing a NPC streams now? What's going on?
Every person I see out in the world is like, oh my god, I'm going to Jeffree's store and I'm buying meat, and it just makes me so happy.
Can't believe we combined steaks and lip gloss and it's working.
I love, by the way, how big the internet is, because I have no clue what Jeffree Star is talking about. And I think that's okay. I think that's okay. We live in different worlds and rarely the two shall meet.
We actually talked about this a few years ago and I never posted the video because I was scared of getting sued.
It annoys me that Shane is saying I'm scared of getting sued so much. You don't get sued unless you like by doing a consumer experiment. Imagine if like somebody who just does random reviews of food could get sued by saying, oh, they didn't cook my food right.
And I've even seen stores take returns that customers have taken home doing God knows what and putting it back on the shelves and wiping the fingerprints off.
Oh my god.
That's not good. If that's true, that's not good. But this is more of a claim. This is like a, I don't know, Jeffree decided I'm going to say this with my full chest.
Cut this if you want me to. But a few years ago, you said...
I had no idea. This is actually kind of awesome. I had no idea that Shane had a signed poster of Shane's movie, Not Cool. That's adorable. I don't know how much I'm going to include from this, but in summary, this seems relatively plausible. And Shane has tested this before and succeeded, allegedly. So he's asking Jeffree Star he should test it again. And then Jeffree Star says it's a good idea. And I'm like, yeah, it seems like it would still be a good idea because it was 4 years ago that they tried it already.
You and your company, you guys damaged out a bunch of, I think it was expired makeup. It was supposed to be burned.
The middleman company was taking money under the table and selling off me, Anastasia, and other brands that were going to be destroyed and reselling the bad product.
Shane's theory and Jeffree's experience were different because Shane's talking about used makeup and Jeffree's talking about product that was expired in the warehouse and sent to be destroyed. So those are not exactly the same thing, especially not from a supply chain standpoint, because getting a bunch of product from a warehouse to a secondary location where all the product is together and in bulk is very different from gathering each individual return and then selling it off. It's small apples, there's a term that I want. Small bananas, small potatoes.
So my thought was, well, what if I fuck with it? And if I put a little symbol in there, maybe a star or something, like write a little star inside of the box.
What? Don't do that.
And what if I return it? If I return it, and if I go back the next day...
That's completely over the line. What if someone buys it? That's unhinged. Do not do that. What is that? What crime is that?
So I found 5 different people in 5 different states. And I had them do the experiment where they went in.
Going in. We're gonna get some stuff.
What? Why does this sound like a coordinated harassment campaign? And he's involved other people in it.
Gonna return these guys with the markings.
Went back the next day.
Why did you enlist people to do this? It wasn't cool when I thought just Shane was doing it. And then he's like, and I found 5 people across the country. Oh, that's funny. It's just his brother.
I can't believe that you guys returned makeup and they put it back like next day or two.
The look on Jeffrey's face is, I cannot believe you did that, because that is a terrible thing to do.
People are going to get eye infections or they're going to get sick. Like, this is a bad situation, right?
Right. Which is why you shouldn't be enlisting 5 people in 5 different states to return messed up makeup. We decided to cause eye infections to see if the minimum wage discount employee workers are doing their job. It's an investigation.
So when COVID happened, I was like, okay, I don't want to get sued, and COVID's going to change everything, right? Because nobody's going to do this anymore. They're not going to sell used makeup anymore. They're going to have better policies.
Shane has the money to buy out the entire discount store and just like check them, maybe even pay some sort of expert to like do testing for like other people's bodily fluids or something on them, or oils. But instead he does this weird thing where it involves unsuspecting people, you know?
Why does this keep happening? Like, people are touching them and it's on the floor. They should just throw that away. Why would they sell that?
The surprise about it is interesting to me because, again, I'm going to relate this to something I know about, which is Pokemon cards. All the time, and since I've been a very young boy, I used to like live next to there was like a Walmart. I would always see people ripping open packages. Like someone would find a little corner, they'd rip something open, they'd take it out, they'd mess with it, they'd see if there's anything in there. Like this kind of thing just happens at stores. Every store knows about. So should it be on the shelves? Probably not. But also this is like a discount store. Like you'll see people like spray a little bit of cologne on their thing before they buy it. It just like comes with the territory. And I get that it's like not sanitary. I guess my point is it's not this grand conspiracy that is super scary. It's more like something that we've kind of all been aware of our whole lives is kind of my thinking.
This box is opened and the product is used. Why would they sell that?
It's like actually fucked up.
It's fucked up. I mean, welcome to society. I don't know what to tell you, dude. This just happens.
A lot of the stuff that's messed up on the floor, it is stuff that was obviously messed up on the floor. Like somebody opened it, they're being a teenager, they're taking a scrape.
Yes. I feel like even saying this kind of undermines the whole point of what you're doing. And I'm like, is the point to say like, hey, these companies need to have more auditing of the shelves and use products and toss stuff that people make like people mess with? I don't know. I don't know what they want. Yeah, I don't know what the action that Shane wants to take. Because I think that this is something that everyone's aware of. You know what I mean? And this could very much have been a photo of a messed up palette that you just post on Twitter and go, man, these stores really gotta do better. And it would have saved you 20 minutes. One thing to note is that even at big box stores, like your Walmarts and your Targets of the world, they underhire. Also, the employees are overworked because they're always trying to turn a profit, you know, because it all bubbles up to the top, and the consumer suffers as a result. If you take that understanding to a discount store, you've cranked things up to 11 in terms of having smaller margins. They're going to cut corners, and they cut those corners on employees, and they probably cut those corners on, you know, like even having audits of their shelves and stuff like that. I don't know. Obviously, we're seeing the state of things. I wonder what the store is. I wonder what the mystery store that Shane spends the whole video not saying the name of and doing like glitch edits whenever he says it. What's funny is this video has been up for 2 days, and you could go in the YouTube editor and blur this.
There is a lip gloss that is very expensive, that is very bougie. Lyocell's Rouge Pur Glossy Stain. It is $45. Well, there's another lip gloss that looks very, very similar, is only $1.97.
In this clip, Shane discovers that luxury brands charge more than non-luxury brands. And it's a conspiracy.
It says L'Oreal owns YSL.
They do now.
That's what it says. I guess I should look into that more.
If L'Oreal owns YSL, then how is this in the video? Maybe not the whole YSL, but YSL Beauty is owned by L'Oreal. Would you look at that? It was one Google search away, which adds even more possibility that this is the same product. It's just in 2 different market categories because people are willing to pay such a big markup to be able to say that they're buying luxury. It's clout. It's flexing. You know what I mean? It's peacocking. It's like saying, hey, I've got it like that. And someone else, they're not going to kind of wear it on their chest that they're wearing L'Oreal lip gloss or wearing this drugstore brand, but they're gonna wear lip gloss. So, and like, what difference does it make? I think that is fine. I think that, you know, there's such a class divide in this country that who gives a shit if rich people are overpaying for a luxury product to say they paid for a luxury product, and people who want to buy it for $2 at the drugstore can do just that. I think that's totally fine.
L'Oreal, the drugstore brand, they own the bougie luxury brand. They really are duping us all.
I don't think they're duping anyone. It's just, this is so bizarre.
First, let's swatch the YSL. L'Oreal.
I feel like for this point to have been made, he should have looked for other dupes that are going for the same red color, right? Because to me, it's just like, oh, the red lipsticks look the same. I feel like if I am vaguely aware of dupes, I feel like Shane, who has been in the makeup industry, should know about them, right? And I'm not even a makeup guy. I'm so out of my depth. I keep pushing away the authority. I have none. I have none of it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
What? $1? $45? How many times have I said that?
This is definitely reminding me of when he got to like a generic cereal that was much cheaper than the name brand and was really surprised that they were similar cereals.
Woo! That's fine.
Yeah, I'd wear it.
Oh, this one has a thing. That's good.
And it's taped on.
Okay, this one looks pretty good. So far, so good.
They start their, I guess, experiment. They dump out all of the products that they bought on the table. And lo and behold, most of it is completely unused, which is not surprising.
I mean, so far, these are a lot better than 4 years ago.
It's bothering me that he keeps referencing the 4 years ago and keeps saying how bad it was 4 years ago, but has not shown any of the footage of the actual experiment from 4 years ago.
So which palette should we mess with and then return?
Okay, so he's going to get it ready to be returned now. You got to wear 2 gloves because you're getting your thumb oil on this cardboard box here.
Maybe try to get like a fingernail divot in it too.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that looks crazy. Okay, so you see?
Why have we looked at so many like horror crime scene photos of this palette? Like let's move on. It's so funny how they like cranked up the contrast on that photo too. Watch as Shane contaminates the product. You know, it's like, what point are you trying to make?
What did you do to this?
Okay, so they're taking it back now. They're taking the makeup back.
Do they really? Let's go. Look me, go.
Oh no.
There's no point for us to watch this because all they're doing is returning it, and they're still gonna have to come back to see if it's on the shelf.
Yeah, it was a whole fucking thing. Here's the receipt. I'm gonna throw up.
How do they always, are they surrounded by people who like, are we gonna die? I'm gonna throw up. You know, like, am I gonna get sued? These rhetorical consequence questions that Shane and co always ask in videos are so interesting to me. Like, returning something to a store is not a heist. It's not Ocean's 11, you know?
It's so busy. It's Tuesday at 11 a.m. What if somebody bought it already? Oh my God, that would be horrible.
Did Shane, in this moment, realize the flaws in his experiment? Did this just occur to him that someone could have bought the product that he tampered with? And did it also occur to him that if he doesn't see it on the shelves, it does not mean that they didn't put it on the shelves and someone just purchased it? But it's very funny that he didn't. He looks genuinely concerned. Oh, he's leaving already. Did he buy it again?
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. Okay, so.
Why? I'm sorry. What could possibly, you didn't even bring a camera in with you. There's no risk of anything happening. You just bought something at a store.
I found the same palette, but I don't know if it's the one because there's multiple of them. I have like a bunch of overstock of that. So.
Yeah. I thought you were going to check for your star. Wasn't that the whole point of putting the star on the box?
I don't know if this is the one, but I bought it anyways.
So you don't even know if you bought the one that you had. The one that you didn't look. Even if it's out there, it could still be on the shelf. This whole time you were just hoping that by chance you picked the right one. He didn't think this through at all. This is so flawed. I don't understand.
And I drew a star inside. Oh my God.
This is what people are like when they're opening a really expensive Pokemon pack, but it makes more sense. How do we even know that he returned in the first place? I am going to give Shane the benefit of the doubt because if he completely staged this for no reason, that would be beyond the pale, I think.
I'm just going to rip it.
Rip it? Just pull the thing out. You wrote it on the inside of the box. You didn't have to rip it to write it on the box. What is wrong with you, dude? What?
1, 2, 3.
It's almost like he knew that was going to happen. That was a little sus. I'm not going to lie. Why would he rip it unless he knew? So his story was that he didn't know which one it was. And so somehow he managed to pick the right one out of a bunch that were out there. I'm so confused.
Like, I used a glove when I fucked it up. Most people don't use gloves. They do whatever the fuck they want. I could have literally licked it or shoved it in my ass.
Why is he like this? Why did he need to say that? Shoved it in my ass? What a weird way to, like, there's so many different ways to say that. The big reveal is returned clearance makeup maybe has been used before, which I don't necessarily feel like is the biggest bombshell in the world, but credit to Shane for his poorly planned expose. Like, because the biggest gotcha moment dramatically for the video would be showing the product on the shelf, right? Like, to me, that would be the big thing that I wanted to see. Walking into the store, first thing on Tuesday morning, bam, there they are. There's the pallets. Which one of these looks like ours? I remember this one had a little dent on the side. And then, okay, well, there's no tape on it. We can just open up the first tab and look in and see the star. That way we don't have to rip it, which kind of feels like you already knew what it was. So then that is like just dramatizing it for the video. What was the star even for? The video has cuts in it. Like, it's probably the same star, but like the whole conceit of this video is like the return didn't have to have happened. She returned socks. So she could have not returned the makeup. Then we don't show Shane in the store. We don't show the stuff on the shelves. So what's to say that they just didn't keep the stuff in the bag and then film in the morning as if they bought it or as if they returned it and bought it again? I'm not saying that that's what happened, but I'm saying that they're doing themselves no favors by excluding that part of the video if it did happen.
Into the store, and I saw the Sephora palette on the shelf. It was put right in front of the broken palette.
Oh, okay, so there is footage of this. Oh, so the two things were together. I just like, again, you could have done this.
So they literally just...
That's probably how returns work.
Let's go.
Let's go. Another hard day's work. Another conspiracy solved. Let's get out of here. Let's blow this popsicle stand.